Hi, Polly.
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you.
So tell me your name.
Dawn Winkler.
Hi, Dawn. And what's your story?
Well, my daughter, Hailey Lynn, she would be 21 if she were still here. And that's what got me involved in the vaccine issue. So
All right, let's
basically,
go right back
to the beginning.
Kind of a heavy
Absolutely,
starter.
yeah. So she was born completely healthy, normal, beautiful, light of my life, light of my family's life, bonded our family together like nothing ever had before. And, you know, she did receive hepatitis B vaccine and vitamin K on day 1 of life and became severely jaundiced, just severe, which I was told is totally normal. Don't worry about it. I bought that story and was like, okay. The jaundice almost went away by 1 month, and then it was time for the 1 month Hep B. I knew nothing, of course, at this time. This is 21 years ago. So she got a Hep B, and immediately the next day, severe jaundice again. And once again, I was told, it's normal, this can happen. Sometimes they're not just jaundiced after birth, it can happen again. Okay. She was they put her under the light, bilirubin light, all that. Then the jaundice was almost gone again. And at 2 months, it was time for more shots, another Hep B, and then all of them, the DTaP, the IPV, the HIB, all of it. So I took her, she got them, and literally overnight after the 2 month, she had eczema. She had not had up until that point. I was told it's normal, don't worry about it, and she became jaundiced again. So this is the 3rd time now that she's severely jaundiced, requiring the bilirubin light. It seemed to get a little better over the next 2 months, and then it was time for her 4-month shots. And this time, I had a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I won't ever forget the day walking out of my mother's kitchen to take her. I was about to leave, and I turned to my mother, and I just said, Mom, I just don't want to do this. I don't know why. Just doesn't seem right. And she said, yeah, I know. I felt that way sometimes about shots for you and your siblings too. And I said, yeah, I know, but I would just be the worst mother in the world, right, if I didn't take her for these. And we both agreed that, yeah, I would be the worst mother on earth if I didn't do this. So I walked out the door and I took her for her 4-month shots. And I remember very vividly as I sat there watching them give her, I think it was the injected polio, just thinking to myself, I wonder what's in this vaccine. And I didn't ask, I just told myself, well, it's killed virus or bacteria and some saline, because that's all they would give a baby, right? In my own head was like, oh yeah, they would never give a baby anything toxic. So that happened, and by the next day, she was covered in a rash, head to toe, and severely jaundiced again. We went into the hospital again for bilirubin light. She developed milk allergy overnight. She'd had no problem prior to that. Again, I was told not to worry. This is all normal. She's fine. But at this point, deep inside, I knew something was horribly wrong, and I felt like, I just felt that she was going to die, and I begged and I pleaded with the doctor, you know, what is wrong? This just can't be normal. They assured me it was. And then she, shortly sometime after her 4-month shots, she began to have, her eyes would just be black. She had beautiful blue eyes, but after 4 months, they're black. You never saw them again. Her pupils were dilated all the time. It just didn't matter. And then she would be engaged with you. You would be, she would giggle, you would be interacting, and then she would go blank. She would be staring straight ahead into space, not moving a muscle, just gone. And my family and I, we would all, we'd be like, Hailey, come on, where are you? What's wrong? Where'd you go? And it would last a few minutes. I didn't know at the time, I had no idea that it was actually a type of seizure, a hypotonic hyperresponsive episode. I thought for seizures that you had to have convulsions. So I had no idea what it was. I just knew it was happening. I told her doctor. He never actually saw it happen. So it just kept telling me everything was normal, and I knew that something was really, really wrong. And at 5 months and 14 days of age, this particular night, July 17th, I laid her down in her crib. She had been really fussy. It took a long time to get her to calm down and go to bed and go to sleep. And I remember she rolled onto her stomach, and I told myself, oh, you have to put her on her back. I was well aware of the risk factors supposed for SIDS. And I put her back on her back, made sure she was okay, left the room, went downstairs for a while to do some tax accounting homework, getting my degree at the time. And I came back upstairs and she was dead. And I knew as soon as I entered the room by her color that she was gone. So at the time, basically, just in so much shock that I didn't have it in me to really look at anything, and I was simply told in the emergency room when they confirmed, or to me, that, you keep in your head that whole time, somehow they're going to bring her back, right? Somehow they are. So you don't believe your child is gone until they come tell you for real that she's gone. So it was a few months after that I began going to SIDS support group meetings, because that's what they told me in the ER before any autopsy. I was told SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. And in the support group meetings I went to, every single parent there would bring up vaccines and ask. There were, every story had vaccines involved. A lot of them, the child died the next day, got vaccines, high-pitched scream, projectile vomit, whatever, until they died with, less than 24 hours. So we were all asking our SIDS support group leader, is there a connection? This just seems like all of us feel like vaccines are involved. So we were given one study that says there's no link, and that study was funded by pharma. I didn't realize it at the time, but I found out later. But basically everybody just believed that, and I think we all wanted to believe that because no one likes to think that they allowed something to happen to their child. So it was a more comfortable thing to believe that you had nothing to do with it. It wasn't vaccines, all of that. And then when my son was born the following year, I decided that I really needed to look into it for myself and not just, I couldn't, the thought of going through this again was unbearable. So I started researching, and what I found in the medical literature and published studies, all kinds of stuff. There's no doubt in my mind vaccines cause SIDS, and there's no doubt in my mind that vaccines are what caused my daughter to die. She had blatant symptoms of mercury poisoning, and this was the 90s, at the height of when there was way more mercury than now. And when I added it up, what she got, it was 172 times the amount considered safe by the FDA. But that's, to ingest, not inject. So that set me on this path. I have, on my way out the door, I was like, I should take Hailey's picture, and then I totally forgot it. But this is a portrait that my friend Joan Moutry painted for me. It's a small version. It's got some stuff on it, but the good pictures are at home.
Somebody painted that?
Yes, my friend Joan Moutry in Spokane. What's that?
She's so talented.
She is extremely talented. Very lucky, yeah.
Right, we're going to write her name on the bus.
Okay, great.
Thank you for telling your story. And
Thank you for letting me.
We are all so heartbroken. Our people here send you so many hearts.
Thank you. Thank you.
And love, and they're cross, they're angry. They're very
Right.
angry.
They should be.
On behalf of Hailey. We are on number 96. So you are 90, Hailey's 97.
97, anywhere.
Yeah, we've got to start finishing
Right here.
Probably a bit better for you. We'll sit with here. That's a bit cleaner. It doesn't come off, so don't worry when we do.
Okay.
Do you have a date of death?
Yes.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I never did
One of them is
And it's very emotional finding the bus.
Thanks, Holly. Thanks for everything you're doing.
It's going to be okay. We have this thing that all the babies that have died are in the bus riding with us.
They are.
Yeah, we've got a little picture of one of them in there. We have to get a picture of Hailey. Send me one.
I have more of these.
Oh no, I don't want to take anything.
I do. I have.
Are you sure you have more?
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Hailey is coming with us in the bus.
I could write on the
We've
back.
got Eric Green in there.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, Ronnie and Eric. I used to live in Colorado for 10 years.
Are you sure? I don't want to
I
take
am
something
sure.
that you can't
I
replace.
have. No, it's not like that. I have tons.
Well, we're honoured. How exciting to have that she's coming with us. I need Dell to say, please stand up. Vaccine injury, death.
Right. Exactly.
Hailey's coming with us. Thank you so much. She's just a beautiful angel. And
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
So sorry about what happened to you. Who paid for that?
A bunch of us.
They raised the money and put that ad in. Thank you so much.
That was a great turnout for it. Really great.
You should show Andy that. He'll be really grateful.
Dawn's one of our big warrior moms from California.
Yeah.
Big fighter.
Right. Yeah. 80-2109 277.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to put this safely in the bag.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you both so much.
Thank you. So good to see you.
You too, Josh.
The fight for children's health has hit a turning point, and your support has brought us to this moment.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
pledged to find out what is driving the country's rise in autism.
Scientists are scared to ask the question.
This is an epidemic, and we need to find the causes, and we need to stop it.
Other issues PhD has been pushing for years are finally gaining mainstream traction.
The vaccine itself does have profound risk.
We are removing pharma members from FDA advisory committees.
We are working to change the federal fluoride recommendations.
Removing all petroleum-based food dyes.
We're going to change things for real this time.
This is the moment we've been fighting for. Please give today and help us make the most of this opportunity.